Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Last War TV in English. So I'm not only creating German videos, but also English versions of these videos, so more people have the chance to learn from it. Today I have brought an important topic. The topic is capital buffs. When you click on your icon on your profile, you can click on the capital, and then you see this kind of view. And you see some different ministry posts in here. And these posts are pretty important and strong, and you should always use it. But first of all, you see there's a clock up here, and it's either server time or local time. Make sure to set it to local time so the timings in these queues are shown correctly and it doesn't lead to any confusion. When So, okay, now you have the correct time. Let's briefly talk about what these ministries do. So, when you start the game on a fresh server, the capital buffs aren't available. You first need to conquer the map and get all those cities until you reach the level 7 city in the middle, right in the middle of your map. It could look some other way because this is the version of Season 2. But it's always the city right in the middle of the complete world map. It's the level 7 city. As soon as this is captured, the buffs come available. At the beginning, on a new fresh server, you need to have a vice president, and the vice president's task is to accept everyone who wants to have a buff. So you in queue right here, then the vice president have to accept your buff. Later on, after season 1, somewhere a new feature gets available and the president can activate a vice president bot, so the vice president isn't needed anymore for anything. Okay, so let's talk about what these buffs do. These, oh, I guess no, I'm not changing my queue. First of all, the strategy minister is mainly for PvP. So when you doing seasonal wars or capital war or server versus server wars, try to get this buff. And while you are the strategy minister, you have 20% increased hospital capacity and you have 20% increased healing. So you have 20% healing speed up. The defense minister provides a 20% increased troop train limits. So instead of 1,000 units, you can train 1,200 units. And also offers 20% training speed up. So you can train 1,200 units in the same time as 1,000 units if you had no buff. So you can just produce 20% more troops in the same time, which is pretty strong. So you should always use it when starting troop training or upgrading. You should also always use the build minister or the science minister before you start a building or technology research. So if you want to start a building, NQ for the build minister, make sure you have the buff active. And when the buff is active, you can start a new building because these buff only apply to newly started stuff. So actions you start during your time in the ministry are affected by the buff. You cannot increase the speed of any process that has been started before you got the buff. So buffs only work and help on stuff you start during you are in the position of one of these ministers. So how do I know it's my turn? So first of all, I see in 1 minute and 30 seconds roundabout, I get the position of the defense minister. You can also see when it's your turn on the to-do clock right here. So it tells me the time. You can click on this button to see your position in queue and so on. And as soon this time has run out, I'll be automatically assigned onto this position, and then I could start training troops, for example. At this moment in time, I would get a notification that I am now the minister. In the top left corner right here, where my mouse currently is, a new icon appears, also telling you have the buff active. And you can also double check if you want in the capital view here. And if you see your profile image and name on this ministry, then it's your turn and you can start building or start a new research or start training troops or upgrading troops or collect your resources if you had this ministry. So that's more or less already it. Everything you needed to know about capital and capital buffs. Have a nice day and see you next time.